So today we're going to be doing another video, another mix down, but this time we're going to be doing Yayzy's outro. This is on his new project. It hasn't even come out yet, but the music video's out to this. Tell this motherfucker to drop the fucking album already, bro. Anyways, I'm gonna let y'all hear this shit real quick. We'll go over the mix step by step, track by track, and we'll figure out what I did to this. I kind of did this a while ago, so it's gonna be a refresher on my memory too. All right, let's get straight to the track. I'm gonna play the track out from the top to the bottom real quick, and we're gonna fucking listen to it, see what's going on, and then we're gonna go track by track. Like I said, let's get this shit. Oh yeah, cheers by the way. Cheers if you guys are at home smoking too, but we'll light this shit up.
Hello? Don't try to find me, did the dash, I had the police right behind me. Shut up bro, he came equipped, I make that call, I bet he's sliding. I ain't lying, but I had to bend the truth to make it here. Ain't no fear inside my blood, I'd rather die than drop a tear. You suckers brag until it's time to show it. And I keep writing down these words, the ones I left unspoken. And she keep trying to call me daddy, must have been adopted. I made 100 at my mama's, flipping bags from Stockton. I keep an option play open, I bet I go for 7 minutes away from heaven if I keep dropping blessings. You judge my story, see my past, and never tried to help. So when you try to call me now, just know the numbers change. But so have I, so when you see me on that TV, legendary like I'm Stevie. Don't be calling me for tickets, just remember you don't need me. Ain't made a fraction on that dollar that I need, but I'll be here until it falls, so maybe then you'll finally see.
Hello? Hey, Yayzy, where you been at, nigga? The pressure is on, nigga. We been waiting on that shit, nigga. How long you gonna make the people wait, boy?
Lie, don't keep on hiding. When it's time to face the truth, you gotta get it done. Sad to say my generation's soft, we gotta grab a gun, no one-on-one. Ain't trying to judge it cause I get it. I was there and got surrounded, but I never chose to run. I'm one of one. I feel like Jay before The Rock, feel like Kobe way before he ever learned to take a shot. If you was gangster, why you talk? You should've went and plead the fifth. I was lonely in that cell, but know them cops are not my friends. I know them ops just left to get attention. Please don't mention me for clout, that's not a smart investment. No second guessing, I'll keep diving in the deepest waters. And all my life I've been a soldier, understand my father. I'm working smarter, working hardest for the fucking birds. I'll keep trying to buy this house and you can have that curb. I knew my place was up for sale when Brody took my work. It broke my heart to see you leave, who got a fucking perk? I need to numb my nerves.
Hey, I hear you now, nigga. This the outro you said? Nah, I'm fucking with it, bro. Nigga, keep that shit going, nigga. Stay young and crazy shit, nigga.
Let me tell you guys what I did to the instrumental. Sayonara, his beats, they sound really full already, so I don't really gotta do too much. This is another 2-track again. So all I did for this one is I put on a Slate digital plugin. This one is the virtual tape machine. They have different speeds, different types and shit like that. I just kind of switch these around just to hear what it sounds like. I'm gonna bypass and unbypass this shit real quick. Listen to the drums.
Equipped, I make that call, I bet he's sliding. I ain't lying, but I had to bend the truth to make it here. Ain't no fear inside my blood, I'd rather die than drop a tear. You suckers brag until it's time to show it. And I keep writing down these words, the ones I left unspoken.
So you can hear the kick gets hella more full right here. Before, when it was bypassed, it felt like the kicks were hella flat. So I just added this on there. Didn't really fuck with it too much. I actually dragged down the input a little bit so it doesn't distort too much. Because if you have this on and your signal is really hot, then you'll get a distorted sound. After that, that's all I did with the beat. So we're gonna move along here. What effect did I do over here? What is this? Oh yeah, same thing. If you watch my last video, I added lo-fi and fucked with the hertz. That's just like basically a high cut, sweeps all the high end out and makes it sound like it's underwater type shit. Let's go to the vocals, I guess, you know what I'm saying? We'll start from the very intro. So we'll go for the intro and then we'll work our way through the song. So literally nothing crazy. I just took these fucking phone ring sounds from YouTube, added in a Valhalla reverb to it. This is the preset drum air. Also on my last video, it just spreads everything out. I'm gonna max out the wetness on this so you guys can hear what it actually does real quick. I have this phone pan to the left, so just like, I don't know, if you're holding a phone or some shit, you're gonna hear the fucking, I don't fucking know, you're gonna hear the ringing on the left ear or some shit, you know what I'm saying? Yayzy saying hello right here, but it's on Smokey's track because Smokey's track is the like ad-lib track. I sweeped out on the SSL channel all the low end and all the high end. The reverb, what reverb we got going on? So yeah, just another preset drum air, except I maxed the wetness on this because I'm using the fader as a wet and dry. So same shit Nothing crazy. On my compressor, literally basic ass settings. I added a little bit more low end, light compression, de-essing, and just basic EQ. This is what it sounds like when I scooped all the high and lows out of this shit.
Hello?
So it's super basic, just sounds like he's on the phone. And then let's go into Yayzy's vocals. So let's check out his vocal chain real quick. So with Yayzy's vocals, his vocal tone is unique. So he doesn't really have a lot of low end. Here, let's just listen to it. This is with everything off.
Don't try to find me, did the dash, I had the police right behind me. Shout out bro, he came equipped, I make that call, I bet he's sliding.
There's information in the low end, like you can still hear the bass in his voice, but for the most part, he has a lot of mid-range. So what I did was I recorded him with the SM7B. It doesn't have a super high shelf on it, like the blue, like this fucking mic right here, the Bluebird SL. Usually I'll be using this one, but this one has a lot of higher frequencies. The SM7B is more of like a warm tone. With Yayzy, he knows how to record, so he gets right up on the mic and he starts, you feel me, doing what he's got to do. And then so for his chain, all I did was another SSL channel. So I scooped out a lot on his filter. Typically nowadays, I really don't do this type of cut anymore. I usually just do all my cutting right here on the on the low shelf, just because I feel like this really scoops out a whole lot. But for this song, we did it anyways. So let me bypass and unbypass what the SSL is doing.
Don't try to find me, did the dash, I had the police right behind me. Shout out bro, he came equipped, I make that call, I bet he's sliding. I ain't lying, but I had to bend the truth to make it here. Ain't no fear inside my blood, I'd rather die than drop a tear. You suckers brag until it's time to show it. Man, I keep writing down these words, the ones I left unspoken, and she keep trying.
So you can hear that a lot of the mud coming in his vocals, I'm removing it, and I'm also kind of scooping out just a little bit. I think I'm ducking a little bit of a mid-range too, I am. So I'm ducking like around 1K on this one, and that's just to tame his super peaky mid-range. Because remember when I was saying he has a mid-range voice? With Yayzy, I barely have to add any highs because he already has a lot of that top end. He doesn't really need any extra top end, especially on this beat. Like it's a boom bap type beat. On a lot of boom bap shit, I really don't add in hella top end. So now we gotta go with the Puke Child compressor again. One of my favorite fucking compressors. This time, I'm not compressing a whole fucking lot. So if you guys watched my last song with Julian, I'm driving the fuck out of this compressor. But on this one, I'm not really driving it. I'm kind of just using it to tame a lot of his peaks. So you'll hear on parts where he gets loud, or you can literally see it on the waveform itself. Like a lot of the parts where he's like peaking and getting loud, this all it does is just taking the top of that peak and then just kind of like taming it. So it doesn't get hella like all of a sudden loud out of nowhere. Because with Yayzy's vocals, I feel like if I compress his vocals too much, then it just sounds really, really dead and squashed, and it's barely doing anything. I'll bypass and activate it real quick.
Don't try to find me, did the dash, I had the police right behind me. Shout out bro, he came equipped, I make that call, I bet he's sliding. I ain't lying, but I had to bend the truth to make it here.
So it's literally not doing a whole lot. His vocal, instead of it kind of like coming in and out like this, it's more just like solid. Like it's more solid, and like, you know, like in the stereo image, it just sits as a ball right in the center. After that, I did some EQing. I actually boosted the low end on this, so you can hear a lot more of his bass tones come out. I'm scooping out just all these little frequencies. A lot of the frequencies in the upper mid range, I feel like this bothered me a lot. I'm gonna go isolate all these frequencies in here so you can hear what I took out.
Don't try to find me, did the dash, I had the don't try to find me, did the dash, I had the police. Don't try to find me, did the equipped, I make that call, I bet he's sliding. I ain't lying, but I don't try to find me. Bet he's sliding. I ain't lying. Don't try to find me, did the day. Bro, he don't try to find me, did the I make don't try to find me, did came equipped. Don't try to right behind. Don't try to find me, did don't he's right.
This is what I boosted, so you can see I did like a boost right here. I did a dB boost around 4700, and it's a shelf boost. So listen to what it's doing right here.
Don't try to find me, did the dash, I had the police right behind me. Said up, bro, he came equipped, I make that call, I bet he's sliding.
That's what I'm adding back into his vocals. But you can hear with these other frequencies that I notched out, it's just super harsh frequencies, or peaks that came out that I heard, and I was like, oh shit, I gotta turn this down. So that's all that's doing. I'm gonna bypass and activate the whole plugin itself.
Don't try to find me, did the dash, I had the police right behind me. Shut up, bro, he came equipped, I make that call, I bet he's sliding. I ain't lying, but I had to bend the truth to.
If I were to do anything differently now on this EQ, I would actually bring These notches, I would bring those a little bit back up. I feel like I dipped it too much on this one. As you can see, I'm dipping like fucking 6 dB, 5 dB, 11 fucking and 10 dB down here. If I were to do this differently, I would definitely blend a little bit more of that high end back end and then kind of just tame it later on in my chain with like a de-esser or some shit. For this one, it worked out, so we're gonna roll with it. You feel me? So after that, I got a de-esser. But as you can see, the de-esser already isn't doing much. It's just capturing those super tight peaks that he's doing.
Don't try to find me, did the dash. I had the police right behind me. Shout out, bro, he came equipped. I make that call, I bet he's sliding.
So it's literally not doing anything. It's just, you know, a fail safe just in case anything pops out that this needs to, you know what I'm saying, capture it and just tame it. So now after that, we got the fucking SSL comp. I really fuck with this combo. Shout out Alex Toomey, because I watched like one of his old ass template videos and he had both these compressors on here, bro. And honestly, it's been working for me, bro, ever since. So I just started using it a lot more. But what it does is basically I'm using it to bring back more of what I want from his vocals. So with compression settings, I like to start with my attack usually. So I'll actually lower my threshold to a point where I'm getting peaks right here, or when I'm getting a lot of reduction, and then I'll fuck with my attack setting. So I'll usually start at the very fastest setting and then move my way backwards to the slowest setting. With this one, I definitely probably just wanted a lot of his transients to come through. And when I mean transients, I'm talking about as soon as he says a word or a line, I want it to cut through and then have the compressor tame it after. So I had this on a really slow attack setting to let that initial transients in. And then on his release setting, I have it on a medium release setting. So with my release, I start at the fastest setting and then work my way backwards as well. So with the medium release setting, I feel like it's just a little bit more control on his vocals in terms of compression. So the initial transients passes, so say he says a line, that first initial, you feel me, attack on his vocals comes in, then the compressor activates a little later and kind of just like holds it. It holds his vocals and it holds it smooth until another peak comes in, and then that transients comes through and then it holds it again. You feel me? But like with the fast release, it's gonna tame your peaks. So as soon as something comes in too hot, it controls it and then it releases it again. Compression is really hard to really explain, but I'm gonna let you guys listen to what this is doing. It's honestly not doing too much, and subtle things with his vocals goes a long way.
Don't try to find me, did the dash. I had the police right behind me. Shout out, bro, he came equipped. I make that call, I bet he's sliding. I ain't lying, but I had to bend the truth to make it here. Ain't no fear inside my blood. I'd rather die than drop a tear. You suckers brag until it's time to show it.
So it's super minimal. Literally all it's doing is just giving me back a lot of the body again, and it's just bringing his vocals a little more up and controlled. And then so here we have one of my favorite fucking plugins, Soothe 2. For the longest time, I did not have this plugin. When I first used this shit, I was like, holy shit, this is a fucking game changer. Because it not only smoothens out a lot of the harsh frequencies, it literally knows what harsh frequencies to take out. It actually adds a little bit of saturation in it. The high end becomes smooth, like it's a smooth high end. If you add the depth too much and you have everything kind of maxed out, you'll see that it adds too much saturation on it or too much harmonics on top of it. So I just have the mix knob turned down a little bit, and this is what it does by itself.
Don't try to find me, did the dash. I had the police right behind me. Shout out, bro, he came equipped. I make that call, I bet he's sliding. I ain't lying, but I had to bend the truth.
This right here, literally magic. Like, you don't know how to do hella shit. Throw it on your shit, bro, and just see it work, bro. Just see what it does. Here we got the Pultec emulator. Like I said, I love using this plugin just to add in what I lost. Colors the signal, basically. And this is kind of crazy what I did with it, because usually I'm just using it to boost, but here I'm boosting and attenuating it. When you're boosting and attenuating something, especially on the Pultec, you kind of get more color into it. So I'm adding in stuff but taking off the same frequency, but just like running it through the Pultec. Just hear what it does. A medium-ish Q, and I'm boosting and attenuating 100 hertz and 5K. So let's see what it does.
Don't try to find me, did the dash. I had the police right behind me. Shout out, bro, he came equipped. I make that call, I bet he's sliding. I ain't lying, but I had to bend the truth to make it here.
For the average listener, you probably won't hear this shit. All right, so moving forward a little bit, another de-esser. So that's literally all I did in this fucking chain. So for my verbs, Valhalla Drum Air. Great preset, literally just does this.
But I had to bend the truth to make it here. Ain't no fear inside my blood. I'd rather die than drop a tear. You suckers brag until it's time to show it.
That's the drum air preset. It's literally just a super tight room. On my second reverb.
But I had to bend the truth to make it here. Ain't no fear inside my blood. I'd rather die than drop a tear. You suckers brag.
So this one's like a slightly wider haul, slightly bigger haul, just doing the same thing, letting his vocals sit over the mix without it kind of sounding too far out. That's what I did for his lead vocals. Let's hear what everything is bypass and unbypassed real quick.
Don't try to find me, did the dash, I had the police right behind me. Shut up bro, he came equipped, I make that call, I bet he's sliding. I ain't lying, but I had to bend the truth to make it here. Ain't no fear inside my blood, I'd rather die than drop a tear. You suckers brag until it's time to show it. And I keep writing down these words, the ones I left unspoken. And she keep trying to call me daddy, must have been adopted.
Well, Yayzy's ad-libs, he's the type of person where he doesn't want the ad-libs to really be heard, but more so he wants you to feel the ad-libs. With him, I just have his ad-libs super turned down. Same with the ins and outs. So with the ad-libs, with Yayzy, he fucks with the radio sound and effect vocals too. But this time, I don't think I scooped hella out of the EQ. For the most part, I'm pretty sure all the compression settings are damn near the same as the lead. Compressing at a faster attack ratio because I don't want too much transients to cut through on the ad-libs. I kind of want the ad-libs to be more squashed, so that way it doesn't sound like it's coming out or jumping out at you. Also, I added the pan man. The pan man, I love the preset 2-bar wide slow, so I'll literally go here and just fuck with the width and shit on this. And then I also did the same thing with the pull tech, except I just completely scooped out all the low end on the pull tech. What else we got here? On the imager, I like throwing sometimes the S1 imager at the end of my ad-libs. You have the signal going left and right, but then when you add the S1 imager on it, it kind of takes that signal and it widens it just a little bit. This is what the ad-libs sound like.
I go for 7. I'm sorry.
So with the lead vocals, this is what it sounds like.
Flipping bass from Stockton, I keep an option play open. I bet I go for 7 minutes away from heaven if I keep dropping blessings. You judge my story, see my path.
Oh yeah, the ins and outs. Let me go over the ins and outs real quick. I threw on a gate because with the SM7B, you get a lot of noise. Typically, artists like to record with their music fucking blasting, so you can kind of hear a little bit of bleed in this shit. So with the gate, all it's doing is taking a certain level of volume, the noise floor, and it's just completely fucking chopping it. So like,
I bet he's sliding to make it here, then drop a tear.
So you see, I kind of cut it like hella to the point where it's damn near chopping off part of what he's saying. But in context with the mix, you don't really hear it like that. Towards the end, I just threw on an ensembler to spread everything out like wider like this. With everything in context is what it sounds like.
Equipped, I make that call, I bet he's sliding. I ain't lying, but I had to bend the truth to make it here. Ain't no fear inside my blood, I'd rather die than drop a tear. You suckers brag until it's...
So you see it's super subtle. It just hugs his lead vocal in the background a little bit. And the same thing with his ad-libs. His ad-libs are kind of just like, you know, dancing around a little bit. Let's see what I did on the master bus. Just an L2, like I said, bro. L2, and yep, it's the quick release fucking master. And I use this to push the gain up by 0.9. Nothing crazy. This song was super fucking minimal, but it sounded good. Like, it sounds fucking good. Don't gotta do too much, bro. As long as you get the recording right, like I said, bro, ain't gotta do fucking shit.
I'm one of one.
Okay, so I'm gonna take you guys to the first delay throw. And I really fuck with using delay throws on just things in general, because you can do so much with it. You can create so many vibes with it. So let's see right here. Let me play what this is doing by itself.
Daring got surrounded, but I never chose to run. I'm one of one. I feel like Jay before the rock.
So with his delay throw, all I did was I chopped his I'm one of one. You know what I'm saying? I chopped that part, made a new track for it, dragged this down here, and then I set I put an H delay on it, and I set it to a quarter note, ping pong. And then I even left the analog on this. Usually I turn this shit off, so I'm gonna turn this shit off right now. But to make sure when you throw the H delay on, you turn the analog shit off, because you just hear white noise. For some reason, I left this shit on, but thankfully, you know what I'm saying, it still sounded good. And then after, I threw a decapitator on it. So yeah, with the decapitator, it is basically a distortion plugin, and I drived it, and I went through multiple of these settings to find this style that I fucked with. This is without the decapitator on it, and I'll solo this.
I'm one of one. I feel like Jay before the rock. Feel like.
So you could hear that it just sounds like a plain H delay in the background that has some high end scooped off. So yeah, we just take a boring quarter note delay, threw on some fucking distortion on this motherfucker, drive that shit, and this is what it sounds like.
I'm one of one. I feel like Jay before the rock. Feel like.
And that just gives it that grunge. Like, it's like a little grunge sound effect that worked really well with this style of beat. The SON imager, I'm maxing out the fucking width. I'm just spreading the fuck out of the signal. I'm making it sound wide as fuck. So this is in context with the beat right here with this delay throw.
Got surrounded, but I never chose to run. I'm one of one. I feel like Jay before The Rock. Feel like Kobe way before he ever learned to take a shot.
The next effect that I did was a reverb throw. So with a reverb throw... Yo, there's a fucking fly in my fucking... Man, bro, I just went outside real quick and I just let in the fucking fly, bro. Oh shit, hold on. Get the fuck out of here. But all I did was I put on the Valhalla Verb, preset drum air. I automated the mix knob. You'll see this mix knob go up automated.
That's not a smart investment. No second guessing. I'll keep diving in the deepest waters. And all my life I've been a soldier. Understand my father. I'm working smarter, working hardest for the fucking birds.
So yeah, that's all I did. I'm pretty sure this is just a stock drum preset, and I added more decay to it, so it's a longer reverb. For the talking parts where Smokey is on the phone and shit, all I have with his effects, like I said, is I scooped out all the lows and high ends on the SSL.
Hey, Yayzy, where you been at, nigga? The pressure is on, nigga. We been waiting on that shit, nigga. How long you gonna make the people wait, boy?
But also what I did is I added it. I went on YouTube and I was like, let me see if I can paint a picture real quick. And then so I went on city ambient. So I think it's just like a sirens and shit, and you hear like traffic and shit. And then I just EQ'd this to make it sound like it was also over the phone. So it was like Smokey's like all on the phone. You could hear the fucking sirens and shit in the background. And then compressed it, drove the puke child. So the signal was already coming in hella low. So I just had to put the input a little higher. Scooped out more low end. And then added in the drum air preset again. This fucking verb. I went crazy with the drum air on this whole ass fucking track. But yeah, this is what that sounds like. Here, I'll bypass everything.
Hey, Yayzy, where you been at, nigga? The pressure is on, nigga. We been waiting on that shit, nigga. How long you gonna make the people wait, boy?
And then I did that to his ending one too, so he talks at the end again as well.
Keep that shit going, nigga. It's that young and crazy shit, nigga.
And then I took the young and crazy shit and I added that on the H delay. Fucked with whatever delay setting I liked the most. Right here I did the eighth note dotted, and then scooped out hella low end and then let the highs pass through. So this is what that delay sound like.
It's that young and crazy shit, nigga.
And then I added in like a phone like a phone effect right here too. So yeah, nothing crazy on this whole ass shit. I'm gonna play it from top to bottom again, and let's listen to the whole thing in context.
Hello? Don't try to find me, did the dash, I had the police right behind me. Shut up bro, he came equipped, I make that call, I bet he's sliding. I ain't lying, but I had to bend the truth to make it here. Ain't no fear inside my blood, I'd rather die than drop a tear. You suckers brag until it's time to show it. And I keep writing down these words, the ones I left unspoken. And she keep trying to call me daddy, must have been adopted. I made 100 at my mama's, flipping bags from Stockton. I keep an option, play open, I bet I go for 7 minutes away from heaven if I keep dropping blessings. You judge my story, see my past, and never tried to help. So when you try to call me now, just know the numbers change. But so have I, so when you see me on that TV, legendary like I'm Stevie, don't be calling me for tickets, just remember you don't need me. Ain't made a fraction on that dollar that I need, but I'll be here until it falls, so maybe then you'll finally see.
Hello? Hey, Yayzy, where you been at, nigga? The pressure is on, nigga. We been waiting on that shit, nigga. How long you gonna make the people wait, boy?
Lie, don't keep on hiding. When it's time to face the truth, you gotta get it done. Sad to say my generation's soft, we gotta grab a gun. No one-on-one, ain't trying to judge it cause I get it. I was there and got surrounded, but I never chose to run. I'm one of one. I feel like Jay before The Rock. Feel like Kobe way before he ever learned to take a shot. If you was gangster, why you talk? You should've went and plead the fifth. I was lonely in that cell, but know them cops are not my friends. I know them ops just left to get attention. Please don't mention me for clout, that's not a smart investment. No second guessing, I'll keep diving in the deepest waters. And all my life I've been a soldier, understand my father. I'm working smarter, working hardest for the fucking birds. I'll keep trying to buy this house and you can have that curb. I knew my place was up for sale when Brody took my work. It broke my heart to see you leave, who got a fucking perk? I need to numb my nerves.
Hey, I hear you now, nigga. This the outro you said? Nah, I'm fucking with it, bro. Nigga, keep that shit going, nigga. Stay young and crazy shit, nigga.
Yeah, also one last thing before I dip. On the all vocal track, where literally every single one of my vocal takes are running through the J37, and this is a preset male vocal warm. So if you made it to the end of the video, I just threw in some fucking crazy game for y'all. This is a go-to plugin and it would add saturation on top and make your vocals sound fucking expensive for no reason. All right, so I'm gonna fuck with y'all on the next one. Thank y'all for watching, and then let me see. Let me know what's up with these content. Should I shorten it? Should I? You feel me? Give me some feedback in the comments. And thank y'all, bruh. Appreciate y'all.